My experience interviewing was great because I interviewed my grandmother, and she has many great stories from the past when she was growing up. So just like, talking with her and like getting stories about how Chicago was back when she was growing up, it's like interesting. Sometimes I think about like, well, why it ain't like this no more? Why? Sometimes I kind of feel jealous, like, man, I wish I was born back then.
Me, I think I have put connecting with the interviewer and connecting with the speaker and going into detail. And I'll put that because when you interviewing somebody, you gotta make sure the interview good. You gotta make sure you connect with them.
Yeah.
And you gotta make sure you going into detail when you talking about something so they can elaborate on what they're talking about.
So yesterday I interviewed Miss Linda. She told us a lot of personal stuff, and it was like very interesting because like she told us a lot of stuff that like I didn't know how to reply to because it's like how am I supposed to react to that? So I was just like thinking in my head like that's kind of sad, but when I spoke it was just like I just had to ask another question because like I didn't know how to respond, how to reply to the stuff that she was saying. But she was also saying like a lot of good and positive stuff. She worked good a lot in the community, and yeah, I like that she's still positive. Like after all the stuff that she told us that she's been through, she's still positive and got a like great outlook on life. Well, she said like back then, people used to like get along, sit and play with their neighbors, talk to their neighbors, hang out with each other in the neighborhood, look out for each other. But now it's like different because like everybody want to be a boss or whatever, and like nobody looking out for each other anymore. I felt like grateful because like she told us her stories and her experience, and we see how she experienced her life in the Austin neighborhood compared to ours. So it's like it's different, and like it was better. So we get a chance to get it back to that way.
Well, in the beginning, like when we first started, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like this because I told you once before I was interviewing people and stuff.
Yeah.
So then, once we like actually start doing interviews, like it was fun. Cause it's like you really like get to know people. Like people get to open up to you. You get to know their story and like where they come from and how they act and what made them act the way that they act and stuff. And no, I don't know. I think I just like talking to people, like, cause my social skills weren't like this at first, but now it's like I'm having normal conversations with people, and it really don't be feeling like no interview. But like sometimes you gotta push yourself to make it a better interview because like you don't want it to sound like no written scripts. Like how was your day today? Oh well, my day was like. You need to make it sound like a normal conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I feel. I feel like you should just like be yourself, like act normal, be confident, and like really engage into the conversation. And like if you run out of questions, like ask them some stuff that just come to your head. Like I don't know, like with me, I don't be having to like write down no questions or nothing. Like it just normally just flow. Like I don't know. I feel like you should just do your best and be confident when you speak. Yeah, I find it crazy how everybody got their different story on how they was raised in the Austin community, but they connect because doing like in the Austin community, it seemed like everybody always said just to help somebody. Like that's what really stood out to me.
I mean, it was pretty decent. I feel like it's pretty easy once you like feel more comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
You just gotta like be able to break out your comfort zone. You can't like talk to them and be nervous,
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be confident when you talk to them. You gotta know what you're talking about, and you gotta know how to like make them talk, like how to make them feel more comfortable to talk.
I think I came obviously a little later into the group, but I think it's been a really nice experience just watching the others kind of do their thing. Like Gio said earlier about just like the kind of synergy that they share when they're co-hosting together or like doing their own work, and like their ability to rely on each other, because I do think it's really hard to transfer skills over to like digital, because you're not there to read the person's body language. You have to really focus in on what they're saying, and technical difficulties can like interfere. And I just think everyone's doing a really great job of not letting that overwhelm them, and also just staying true to themselves. Like I put the word authenticity on the chart, and I think everyone really is not playing a character. No one's trying to be anything that they're not, or trying to be formal or professional, but still like in their own energy, but at the same time being presentable. And I think that's a really great thing to see, because it's really hard to not feel like you have to fit into a mold, I guess, in podcasting. And I think everyone here is doing a really good job of breaking that idea and breaking that standard and just being themselves and bringing something new. So it's been really great to see that and be a part of that. So I think interviews and just different forms of communication are really powerful with people that like you've known your entire life, but there's still always something new that you can learn about them. So yeah, it was really, really good experience for me.
I'm gonna just say, like, I just feel like working on your communication, really, like that's what I feel like. Communication was like definitely a big part of all this, because we doing podcasts, interviewing, and I just feel like the way you speak and listening, like I feel like all that plays a role in everything that we did, like in this job so far. So yeah, I think communication and the listening portion was definitely number one.
It's like learning how to like ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Not just ask questions, but like kind of more of like having a conversations and understanding other people's point of views on certain things, and it kind of made me help listen more instead of like talking. Like I'm still struggling with it, but I think I've gotten better with it now. Like I wouldn't say my communication skills was like ever bad, but like I feel like if they did any work, is like I know one of the things I do struggle with is like sometimes listening everything fully through. And like because I'm always quick to always have put my points in, but it's like I know sometimes you can't like be quick to put your points in. You also got to listen to everyone else's points before you like put yours in. Like I struggle with this still a little bit, but I think I've gotten better with it now.